food ideas with basic ingredients.
Hi, welcome to our meat pie session. We're going straight to the point. So if you are just joining, I do hope that you share the link. Sharing is caring. I'm so excited to be with you live. So this is Dumums Chibums, Ghana's traditional meat pie recipe. So we've got like the meat pie recipe and the fish recipe. Let's go check it out ourselves. So yes, this is it. We have 1 kilo flour and we have 300 gram butter, and we've got baking powder, salt to taste, and a special seasoning, and we've got an onion mix here and 2 eggs, of course chopped onions, and we've got our red meat, and then we've got some small fish, and then some carrots, as well as cornstarch. So without much ado, we are going to start right away to make our meat pie. First, of course, we put the flour into a bigger bowl because this is a lot of meat pies and fish pies that we are making. And yes, we add a little bit of baking powder. You can also use baking soda, and we just added a pinch of salt there on it, and then mix it up. And of course, yes, for the pinch of salt, usually it is salt to taste, not so much. And so yes, make sure you mix it up or mix it well. And so if you're liking this, you could actually do this with us and add your butter. Now the butter we added, this is an unsalted butter. So yes, this one here, quite a hard one. If you have a very soft butter, you may want to maybe freeze it a bit before you use it. But then you can also have it at a regular temperature and then mix it up with the flour, because we want to have, this kind of flaky, like a little bit flaky flour for the crust, that crunchy, I don't know how to put this, that crunchiness when you're eating shortbread. So yes, that is why the butter has to be a bit hard. Now we are adding this one is a mixture of onion and garlic only, and this one gives it some really amazing aroma. Really tasty, I'm not kidding, very tasty. And so yes, we add just a little bit, with vegetables we can never have enough of vegetables, so the amount you put in really depends on you, but of course it has to be in a way that by the time you finish, you have the consistency you're looking for. So yes, we add a little bit of water to the mixture, and we've been doing this for quite a while, so we know how we measure this. And so just a little bit, sprinkle water on it to make the consistency very firm. So yeah, I'm digging this, and yes, it's becoming increasingly difficult to just mold it in the bowl, so we bring it onto the table and make sure you mix it well. Now with this one, we are dividing it into 3 portions, and what's next, we are going to put it in the fridge for about 30 minutes because it needs to be cold. So yes, this one here is a traditional meat pie recipe, a very simple one from Ghana. This is one of like, I wouldn't say staple food, but it's food that is every day available, that we eat quite often. And so yes, this is the second portion that we're about to use the thin film, to cover, and then put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. So meanwhile, whilst we are waiting for the consistency to be how we want it, to be able to use it for the meat pie crust, we would be preparing the filling for the meat pie and the fish pie. I am really excited. I can't wait. I can literally wait to have a taste of this one here. So yes, it's ready. 3 bowls. Now we're going to have the filling. The very first one we're going to make is the meat filling. Now this one here is about 2.5 tablespoons of olive oil. The olive oil, the one that you can cook with it. But if you can't, also, like any oil that is used for cooking is okay. So yes, we heat the oil, medium heat by the way, and then we put the meat. We stir fry it. At this juncture, there is no salt because you don't want to have a salty meat pie. So we haven't put the salt yet. So you stir fry until it's no more pink. So there you go. Now this meat here is actually a cow meat. So we used cow meat there. And yeah, it's actually very mild, like really very mild. So yes, at this juncture, we stir fry, and like I said, until it's no more pink. Now we can't tell you the minutes you can use in doing this because it depends on the thickness of your skillet. So we can only time it by the way it looks. So now that it's no more pink, we can add whatever that we so desire to add. So in the meantime, as you're watching it, don't forget to please subscribe, because without you, this here is impossible. So subscribe, comment, and next time perhaps you can do this with us together and have a very simple but tasty recipe. So we are adding a bit of the chopped onions at this juncture. Yes, to give it that really nice flavor. You know what onions does to the body, don't you? Don't you know what onions do to the body? No, what did I even say? I don't even know. So yeah, you add a bit of carrots, just a little bit, just a very tiny bit. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you don't want to have like really like super juicy filling there. So anything to just keep the filling a little bit dry. Now, the next part here is, ladies and gentlemen, this one here is our secret seasoning to make that filling very tasty. So if you really want the seasoning here, you need to actually send us a message in the comment box below, and we will give that secret recipe to you, maybe by email. But yeah, so this is our secret seasoning. Now the seasoning includes salt, adobo, bouillon, and the rest could be anything you want. Now what we have here now is the corn flour. The corn flour is about 1.5 tablespoons of corn flour, and we mix it with a little bit of water. Now what this one will do to the filling here that we're making is it's going to actually absorb the liquid so that we get it a bit dry. Like, you need to get it dry so that you don't actually wet the crust of the pie before baking. However, you not like make it super dry, in between, super juicy and very dry. So we're going to add that in a brief moment. Ooh, I could smell the aroma right now. I can't wait to have a bite. Now, meat pies are really great snacks for the day. It's very filling. At the same time, it's something that you eat over and over and over again. So here you go with the cornstarch here. So you can see it's actually absorbing the liquid that is in this. Now with this one here, you have to really keep stirring, because else you might really you might burn the under part of the skillet. So it's good to also use a good skillet. So yes, literally this is how simple this is, but the taste, I'm not kidding you, is just incredible. You can try this at home, and when you tried, you can leave your comment below and tell me where you tried making yours from. I'll be so appreciative. So there you go with your meat filling. Meat filling, that is filling. Yes, that is a filling for the meat pie. It's almost ready. And then after this one here, we're making the fish filling. Literally similar process, but the difference is that with this fish, after adding the oil, and this one the fish is not that much, so we're literally using 2 tablespoons of olive oil. We added the onions. That is because, like, you know, like if you have a fish, we're using salmon, by the way, we're using salmon. You can use any fish that you so desire, but it's going to, like, you know, adding the onions first to the oil makes it a bit mild, especially when you're using a pungent you know, smell. Like if you have a fish that has this pungent smell, then perhaps you might want to fry your onions until it is midway translucent, and then you add the fish. And of course, as you stir, you break them into tiny bits and pieces there, so that every part of the seasoning and everything will just, you know, be evenly distributed in the fish. That makes it more tasty. So there you go with your filling for the meat pie there. Now for 1 kilo flour, we're making about 20 pieces of like handful meat pie. So yes, that is why we've got more ingredients. So yes, there you go with your carrots. So that is the rest of the carrots. That is the rest of the carrot that we put in, and I am super excited about this here. Okay, so yes, add the rest of the onions, and what shall we say? Keep stirring, keep stirring. So literally this is how we normally do a basic. This is a basic feeling, but you know, have you noticed that things that normally are basic are really like quite good, if you ask me? I kid you not. So yes, we have finished. Well, almost finished. And this one here is a seasoning. So we added a bit of seasoning there. So, ooh, the aroma, incredibly amazing. I love the aroma there. So there you go. All right, so we add the rest of the cornstarch mixture so that it can suck up the liquid. So as you can see, so that we can be able to fill the meat pie without wetting the crust. Remember, the crust has to be a little bit hard because we want it really crunchy, crispy, not like extremely crunchy. It's just like when you're eating shortbread type of biscuits. So yeah, that is the texture we're looking for. This is why we're making this. So this is ready. So the one on the left is the fish filling for the pie, and the one on the right is the meat. So you can tell we have more meat than fish. And yes, the dough, or yes, so they are ready, and we are going to, of course, roll it with a rolling pin. Roll it, and as usual, we use the flour so it doesn't get stuck on the pin. So when you're rolling dough, roll it not with like so much effort, but at the same time a bit firm, because it is like quite wide, and if you do not take care, they will break apart. And this is, remember, we need that texture that will be able to allow us to fold it. So yes, this is the sizes that we prefer. So any size that you prefer, you could also make it that way. But the point is, it's a pie, so it has to have the shape of a pie. So first we roll it flat, not so flat, a little bit thick, maybe about 1 centimeter thick, and then we just cut them all the shape into the shape that we want. So this one here, first we cut it round before we turn it into a pie shape. And so yes, there you go with this one here. I'm telling you, it's already looking good already, like, and the taste, you would love it. That simple, but yet tasty. Don't forget to subscribe, and there you go. So for the 3 portions, they're all going to be the same process. So we have to move on. So we finish having our 20 pieces here. Now we just mix up the eggs. And what we're going to do with the eggs is to spread them at the edges of the pie, so it makes it easy to cover it after putting the filling in. So yes, you can whip it. So we're starting with the fish first. So we put just a little bit of the fish. Absolutely. In the middle. Now remember, this is not like a professional making pie there, you know, so yeah, you know, just something for home. But man, the taste is more than, I don't know, that taste is one of the good ones I've had in really good, you know, I'm talking about 5-star restaurants in Ghana. And like standard 5-star in the world, by the way. So yeah, so yes, we're using the fork here, press it down to get that shape, at the same time covering it. Now make sure, literally you can decide, the eggs are not compulsory, like you can literally use water to do what you're seeing in the video right now. And so the lady behind it, by the way, her name is Mina. So yes, Mina's meat pie. Ooh, there you go. So yes, we have to make sure, yes, so we brush the edge of the crust and then put the filling in the middle, just a little bit. And then you shape it into the pie you want. So that is what we are doing at the moment. I can't wait for this to be done, because I'm hungry. I can't wait to have a bite. Absolutely. It would be nice to have this for lunch. It is literally filling. You have 2 of these at a go, and trust me, it's going to get you filled the entire afternoon. Even if you like, if you're somebody that skips, let's say dinner, this is a good choice, like, you know, and especially having this with a smoothie. You can also have it with any drink, you know, healthy drinks. So there you go. We have our pie. So that's the second one. So we keep doing it. Hey. Oh dear. We brush it again, keep brushing. And then we do this until the filling is finished. So we're just going to have just a few of the fish filling, and then we have the meat. So literally all of them are going to be like this the entire time there. And it is absolutely fantabulously, succulently tantalizing. Don't forget to subscribe. We're here for you. Without you, we won't be here. That's how important you are to us. So if you're loving this recipe, I do hope that you leave a comment below, and then we can get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much for joining already. So there you go with the next one there. Now don't worry if when you're covering and you still have some of the filling coming out, that's okay, that's totally fine. It happens, you know, it's just making the pie like into the shape, or perhaps you make it bigger, you know. So yes, There you go. What is happening? Shall we go back to where we were? Where were we? Where were we? Where were we? Oh, we were here. So yes, this one here was doing. We're still doing the filling of the fish, which is going to be done very soon. And don't forget, if you're using the fork, literally, it's important you either leave it in the water that you're using or the eggs you're using to do the closure after putting the filling in, because you don't want the meat pie to literally get stuck on the fork or anything. So yeah, so you can see the fork inside the eggs as well as the brush here. So there you go, brush it. Now we finish with the fish. This is the meat. The aroma is just incredible. You would love this, and it doesn't really need a lot of things. So we are going to get this one done and also do it the same way. So like I said, this one here with all the ingredients, it gives you 20 pieces, but we're going to bake 10 pieces at the moment. Now if you happen to have more and you realize you can't finish them and you want to have them fresh, it is better to put them in the freezer. After this point, you can keep them in the freezer, and when you're ready, you can literally directly put it in the oven. Just put it in the oven just like that, and it will still do the job. And it tastes so fresh, to be honest. It's better than making them and then later having it getting old. It tastes good, but it's better when you put it in the freezer and later, as in when you need it, then you bake it. So this is it for you. This is all about it, and very soon it's gonna get ready and we just have to start munching. I can't wait to start munching. I'm really excited already. Alrighty, so the meat pie is going to be ready in a jiffy. Thank you so much for being here with me. I do appreciate. Thank you. So garnet's meat pie. So all of you who are literally looking for that simple meat pie, and many countries. So yeah, this is it. So after we use the fork to just make a design, just something to make it look like a pie, and then use the rest of the egg mixture, brush on top of the pie to give it that color after baking it. So yeah, literally meat pie has a similar recipe, but this one is a typical one from Ghana. So there you go. Ooh, and it's about to go into the oven to be baked. Are you ready? Yes, there you go. It's going into the oven. Going. And we set the temperature gone at 200 degrees Celsius. Bake it for 50 minutes. Oh my God, this is ready, people. This is so ready. I'm about to munch. Really, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining this one. I can't wait to stop and just have a first bite. But before we do that, I think I have to break inside for you to see. Isn't it? Which one should I choose? Which one? Show me. Okay, that one. All right, I'm choosing this one here. Okay, so yeah, pick it up. But I'm filming. What do I do? Okay, let's share. Break it. Sharing is caring. Ooh, that is so juicy. Yummy. Ooh, so this is it. Garnet's meat pie or fish pie as well. Thank you so much for joining. It's been a pleasure, and this is the end. And we will come again with the next one. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. It's the Boom Chibum. Don't forget to follow, subscribe.